Hey Julia, this is Brian from Leadhounds, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 things to bring in more patients through your website. So you might be asking yourself, well, why would this guy show us these 3 things for free? Couldn't we just go do them ourselves and take advantage of the extra business? And the answer is yeah, you can absolutely do that. But what I've found is that most small businesses don't have the time to worry about perfecting their website or showing up on Google searches. So if you do have the time, that's great. I encourage you to use what you learned in this video. But if you don't and you like what you see, give me an email after you're done watching this and we can talk about next steps. Okay, so I mentioned those 3 strategies, but what are we actually talking about here? What's the goal of those strategies? And that's going to center around what's called buyer intent keywords. And that's basically a word or a phrase that someone's going to search on Google when they want to purchase a service. So in the case of Ageless and Beautiful, one of those services might be Botox, right? I saw that you offer that, and it's really popular these days. So I went ahead and searched Botox San Diego. So we can take a look at the search results here, and I can see you guys right at the top got a sponsored ad right there. You're paying Google basically for the clicks that you're going to get from this. That's great. We offer Google ads, but that's not really what I'm talking about here. What I'm going to talk about is what's called the organic listings. So if you scroll down a little further, you run into the maps where I see you also have an ad, and then you get to the organic listings. And these are important because most of the website traffic from Google searches like this are actually going to go to the top organic listings. And Google does guarantee you clicks with these ads, but what I can tell you is from the data that I've seen, these Google ads only get about less than 3% of the clicks, whereas about 50% of the clicks go to these top 3 to 5 organic listings, right? So I know you have the ads, but let's see if we can find you in the organic listings. Up top, we have SD Botox, Grossmont Derm, La Jolla Cosmetic, and we'll keep scrolling down, see if we see Ageless and Beautiful. And that's the first page, just another ad. And yeah, so first 2 pages, we're not finding Ageless and Beautiful med spa, right? So what that means is these top listings, right, SD Botox, Grossmont Dermatology, they're going to be taking all the website traffic that you could be getting if you were in these top spots. So you might ask, well, how many people are even searching for this stuff? Do I even care? And we can take a look at that. So this is a tool I use called It Gives Me Search Engine Data, and I went ahead and searched for Botox San Diego, and we can take a look at the keywords that are related to that and how many people are searching for them. And so we can see here, there's that keyword I searched for, Botox San Diego. That gets 1,400 searches every single month. Then we have a bunch more here, right? San Diego Botox, another 1,000. Botox in San Diego, 900, right? So look at this. I mean, this is a list of just thousands of searches every single month of people looking for a service that you provide. And if you're not showing up on Google, then they're not going to find your website. They're not going to book an appointment through it. So let's take a look at the keywords you do show up for. Again, this is organically, right? Not through paid search. Okay, so here are your keywords. We'll just sort by position. And you are coming up at the top for some. That's great. I don't know what Morpheus 8 is. And I saw that Sean Dangeman is your doctor over there. That's good. So what I'm seeing, though, is the keywords you're showing up near the top for are, 1, your business name. So that means that people already know about you and they're searching for you, but that's not new customers. And the other thing I'm noticing is you have some good buyer intent keywords, but they're pretty low volume, right? Cool sculpting San Diego price, that's only 20 searches a month. And then finally, you have a lot of keywords where they're not specific to your area, right? So maybe someone wants to figure out how to work on the lines under their eyes, but if they search this, say they're in, New Jersey or something, they're not going to come to you guys because they're all the way across the country, right? And so they could be searching this from anywhere. But if someone searches for something like Botox San Diego, then they're in San Diego. They're looking for a med spa like yours to help them out. And as we scroll down, we're seeing some good ones, but again, low volume. I'm not seeing any of those 1,000 searches or multiple hundreds of searches a month words, right? So that's what we want to be showing up for. And if we look at that top competitor that we saw earlier, SD Botox, let's look at their keywords. So here we go. You can see they're all the way at the top of these keywords. 1,400 searches a month, position 2, and if we look here, the local map pack is actually position 1. So they're really the first organic link there. And they got number 1, SD Botox, San Diego Botox, again, number 1. They're coming up near the top for all these. Look at these, 1,400, 1,200, 900, 800. Mission Valley, another 250, even like that is pretty good. So they're getting all these people in the area searching, and if they're the first one that comes up, that's the one most people are going to click on. Okay, so how can you beat out SD Botox for these top positions on Google? Well, that comes back to those 3 strategies that I mentioned at the start of the video. Yeah, I know, we're finally getting back to it. Sorry, it took me a while to give you the intro there. But anyway, the first of those 3 strategies is going to be the content on your website, right? So that's literally going to be the number of words that you have on your homepage. And what Google wants is about 1,500 to 2,000 words of content from their top businesses. And that content should use those buyer intent keywords that we're trying to target, like Botox San Diego. So if we look at Ageless.com, we can scroll down and we see that you have a really good looking website. Looks very professional. And you have a decent amount of content, probably like a couple hundred words, maybe 500 words. Why don't we look at your competitor, SD Botox? Okay, so we look at theirs. They probably have a little content. Can keep scrolling. But, they don't have too much either, right? We're at the bottom. It's not that much content. So what that means is they're not going to be hard to beat out, right? In terms of content, all we have to do is add that minimum of 1,500 to 2,000 words, and we should be winning in this category. Okay, so let's move on to the second thing, the second strategy, which is called backlinks. So a backlink is when another website posts a link that goes to your website. What that does is it tells Google that, number 1, you're a credible business, and number 2, that you're relevant to whatever those linking sites are talking about, right? So you want to get as many backlinks as you can from websites that talk about med spas, basically. Okay, so let's see here. You have 107 backlinks, so that's actually a really great start. You might already be working with somebody on this, which is great, but as I showed you before, you're not really, if you are working with someone, they're not really targeting those high value keywords. So let's see what your competitor SD Botox has. So they have 575 backlinks, right? So right there you can see one of the main reasons that they are outranking you on these big keywords, right? And what we can do about that is we can actually look through all of these backlinks, right? This is their list. This is all the websites that link to sdbotox.com. And we can go through and we can copy every single one of these backlinks, right? We can get a link from expertise.com, Yellow Pages, Insider, right? And make sure that we're matching their strategy one for one. Then once we've done that, we can go ahead and add 100, 200 more backlinks that we have access to and they don't, because at Leadhounds we have a proprietary network of websites that we built just for backlinking that SD Botox is never going to have access to. Okay, so that's backlinks. One more thing I wanted to mention is going to be the Google Maps section, right? So I'm sure you're familiar with this. You're running an ad here. You have this map. You've got a few featured businesses, and it looks like they're all taken up by SD Botox. So they're really going hard on their digital marketing there. But this section is really important because about 30% of the website clicks, or the traffic that comes from these searches, goes to these featured businesses in the map pack, right? And it works the same way with ads. People don't like to click on ads, right? So if you can get in these top organic spots, that's going to be way more valuable than paying for an ad constantly for Google that people don't even like to click on in general. So how can you get into these top featured businesses? Well, one thing we like to do is called citations. And a citation is kind of like a backlink, except instead of linking to your website, it links to your Google Maps profile, right? So we can basically look at what SD Botox has, and again, just blow them out of the water, right? Get as many citations as they have, and then add twice as many. And then on top of that, we can go through your Google Maps profile and just optimize all the different fields that they let you fill out, optimize your images so that they're pointing directly to your location. And eventually you're going to be able to move up in the map rankings. Okay, so those are the three things I wanted to mention. Again, that's the content on your website, 1,500 to 2,000 words using those buyer intent keywords. It's those backlinks, right? Matching your competitor and then making sure we're doing more than them so we can blow them out. And finally, getting you in the top 3 businesses in the Google Map Pack so that you're getting that extra traffic. All right, Julia and everyone else over at Ageless and Beautiful, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it was valuable to you. If it was, just give me a call or shoot me an email using the information here, and we can talk about next steps. All right, thank you. Bye.